Are you a first responder, a veteran, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, or a Let's Go Blues radio listener? Of course you are. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call real estate superstar Mike Burgoyne today at 314-753-4060 or email him at mike@strikewithmike.com to earn special rates today.
A proven winner on the hockey rink, Joe Wolf knows what it takes to be the best. That's why he has the best rates in the area and only has rave reviews of his work with Wolf Power Washing. Get that siding back to its original color with Joe. Call him at 314-420-5434. That's 314-420-5434.
Hi guys, this is Erica Weston with
Valley Sports West.
And you're listening to my favorite St. Louis Blues hockey podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio.
I'm here for it. I'm here for all the hot takes.
I totally see Hoffman putting up 30, 35 goals
in a 56-game season?
Yeah.
You know, Jeff, you were saying you didn't think he was going to score 20 goals next season.
I still think
that's a possible.
I mean, I will literally be happy to grab a live crow and eat it if Tarasenko comes back and scores 30, 40 goals in the NHL in a season.
With a last name like Bolduc, he's not going to play for us. There's just something about that last name is not going to make the NHL on this team. And for the Blues, I just don't see it happening. It seems like a name that is not conducive to play in the NHL.
Kurt Price is already making his claim that Zach Bolduc will never wear a Blues jersey in a regular season game.
No.
This is Let's Go Blues Radio, and I am your host, Jeff Ponder. I'm bringing you episode number 40 of season 13. This is episode number 471 all time. Support for Let's Go Blues Radio is brought to you in part by Mike Burgoyne of Real Brokerage Realty. Contact Mike at strikewithmike.com or call him at 314-753-4060 and get started selling your current home or buying a new home today. And by Wolf Power Washing. If you're in the St. Louis area and need the services of a professional power washer, Joe Wolf is your guy. Call him at 314-420-5434 and get the best prices in the area. On today's show, Bill Day is actually going to join me, and we'll discuss his first venture into playing ice hockey in almost 20 years. We've got video, and we'll discuss his saves, his mistakes, the goals he gave up, falling, everything in between. We've got it all on video. We're not going to show you the whole session. We'll show you the highlights, about 10 minutes or so of it, and we are going to discuss it while the video is going on. We're going to talk about what was going on in Bill's head, how tired he was, why he did what he did. Just a lot of fun that Bill and I have with this. I'm hoping it'll still be good for podcasts. I guess we'll find out for you. As we do with the Mystery Hockey Theater, I do think those turn out pretty good for the podcast. But with this, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. This was on. We did this on June 27th earlier this year, so a little under a month ago was Bill's first time on the rink. So again, if you're with podcasting and you get into it, you're like, man, I kind of want to see what they're talking about. Remember, you can always check us out on YouTube and Facebook as well. Both of those will have the full video on there. So I do recommend things like this, things where we kind of explain video. You at least check it out and just kind of see why we're talking about the things we're talking about. I think it probably makes it a little more fun, but I don't know. Again, I'm surprised. I've re-listened to the Mystery Hockey Theater episodes on podcast, and I think they actually turn out pretty good. You still kind of get a sense for what we're seeing. So maybe it'll be the same here today. We've never done a show like this, so I guess we'll find out. Real quick show announcement. Mentioned it a couple times already this summer, but the Stanley Ponder Cup Memorial Tournament player signups have begun. So again, that date and time, it is November 23rd, 2024. It starts at 11 o'clock, goes till about 10 o'clock at night, so 11 a.m. to about 10 p.m. It's at Midwest Sport Hockey in Baldwin. Remember, this is a roller hockey tournament. It is individual signups. It is benefiting Evelyn Parks, daughter of my friend Jake Parks. She was diagnosed with leukemia in late 2023, so all proceeds are going to go to Evelyn and help her with her battle against leukemia. The tournament player fee is $60. Also, keep in mind, if you're wanting to contribute but you're not a player, you don't want to play, first of all, just show up. Mark that date on your calendar because it's a great day. We have a lot of fun, a lot of, obviously, hockey the whole day. So that's always fun. But then just we have raffles going. I've already gotten a couple people tell me they're going to be submitting their Blues tickets, their season tickets for a couple games here and there. We're going to have hockey jerseys. We've always get a bunch of just random like kitchenware and I don't know. God, I'm trying to think. We've had like Blues, like homemade Blues signs in the past. There's a ton of stuff that we get for this. So if you're interested, and also if you're possibly wanting to contribute, if you've got something that you want to raffle off, we would love to have it. We've actually we had a listener of the show give us a Marco Scandella signed stick. Well, it was a used stick, and luckily the Blues were cool enough to let me drop it off and have Marco sign it for us. But yeah, we've had some really cool stuff over the years. So if you're wanting to donate to that, or if you're just wanting to participate, remember that date again, November 23rd. Get in touch with me if you're at all interested in helping us out. I mean, we've got referees, but we always need people selling raffle tickets and stuff too. So we're always looking for help if you're interested. But again, that date, November 23rd, 2024, starts at about 11 o'clock a.m. and goes to about 10 p.m. Midwest Sport Hockey in Baldwin. It's a great time. You'll have fun. Well, there was some Blues news. It was funny. Last week, I recorded, I think, Tuesday night, and I said, hopefully, that nothing's happened in a week, so I doubt anything will, so I'm going to go ahead and record this episode. The next morning, the Blues did make an announcement. They signed veteran defenseman Ryan Suter to a 1-year, $775 million contract. Interesting signing. I know a lot of people did not like this. We've got news that came in actually just a little bit ago yesterday. I'm recording this on Wednesday, July 17th. There was some news that came in that I think relates to this, but we'll get to that in a minute. Ryan Suter. So basically his deal, again, $775 million. There's a lot of additional bonuses that come into play. I know one's games played, like if he plays over 60 games, he will possibly get up to $2.225 million from the Blues. So yes, it's a low $775,000 contract, but possibly could go up to 2.225. I think the Blues make the playoffs is another one of those performance bonuses. I'm yet to see a full breakdown. I think eventually we'll get that, but right now I haven't seen it anywhere. If you have, please let me know, but I've looked and haven't seen the full breakdown. I've just seen kind of spurts of it here and there. Basically, for Ryan Suter, he's kind of taking a tour of the Central Division, what is probably going to be his last year, I would imagine. As he's nearing his age of 40 years old. He's already played with Nashville, Minnesota, and Dallas. So that's interesting. So basically, if he ends his career here in St. Louis, or if he goes to the Central Division team at the trade deadline, he will only play for the Central Division. Very interesting. Colorado may be looking for a defenseman at the trade deadline. So we'll see what happens with Ryan Suter. For those who may not know, he was actually bought out by Dallas with 1 year remaining on his deal. He was also bought out by Minnesota before he signed with Dallas. And I did see that he is only the second player in NHL history to be bought out twice, which is interesting. I'm going to take a pause here, and I'm going to look up who that other player was because I should know that. But, hey, I'm not live, so I'll have that answer for you here in a second. So, of course, we all knew it was Tony DeAngelo, who is the other one that was bought out twice, which is interesting. Both defensemen. Tony DeAngelo, obviously, for much different reasons. So Ryan Suter, it's an interesting signing to be sure. I know people, again, there were some people upset with it because he's an aging defenseman, and he's the sixth Blue under contract that's a left-handed defenseman. So a lot of people are saying, what the hell? Why is he taking away playing minutes from, the Perunoviches, the Tuckers? But to be honest, even before this next bit of news came out, I'm okay with it. It's a low-risk deal, $775,000 for Ryan Suter for a 1-year deal. Yeah, he was not great in Dallas last year, but he wasn't. I mean, he was on a team, played almost every game, as far as I remember, and they were a good team. Good teams don't have shit players, so I actually I'm okay. I was okay with this deal. I think it's a smart move. Why not? It's low risk. And again, if you have an injury, which again we'll get to, you've got a guy that can step in and play solid NHL minutes for you. He's not a number 1. He's not a number 2. He's a number 5, 6 right now in his career. But guess what? You need those guys. I thought Marco Scandella, I was very impressed with his game last year. I thought he came back great from his injury. If Ryan Suter can kind of step into a role like what he had, I think that is fitting. I think that's a good spot for him. And plus, the Blues are having some young defensemen come through the ranks. Matthew Kessel, again, Perunovich comes to mind. You got a couple other guys that may be making a jump at some point this season. We mentioned Marc-Andre Gaudette. So I do think that there is room for Ryan Suter to help maybe mentor these guys a little bit. And even if he's not playing, to be able to kind of sit with these guys, talk with them, break plays down with them. Clearly, he's seen it all. So I don't mind this deal, especially when you consider this next bit of news. Torey Krug was unfortunately diagnosed with pre-arthritic changes in his left ankle. I thought that was weird wording when I saw that, but I get it. He'll be reevaluated in 6 to 8 weeks. He could miss the entire season if surgery is required. The injury is a cumulative result of a bone fracture suffered earlier in his playing career. Krug is going to work to rehabilitate, as they say on Idiocracy, rehabilitate the injury through non-surgical interventions over the course of the next 6 to 8 weeks. After that time, he'll be reevaluated to determine whether surgery will be necessary. Krug is officially considered to be out indefinitely, and if surgery is required, he will be unavailable for the entirety of the 24-25 season. I will tell you, as someone who struggles with arthritis myself, it's not easy to come back from. It's not, and you're having issues to where it's keeping you out, and clearly this is a situation where I'm a beer league player. This guy is an NHL player. This arthritis doesn't just go away. He's going to struggle with this the rest of his career, likely, rest of his life, really. It's just a matter of making it improve and basically to where he can function as a hockey player again. I said on Twitter, I'm totally speculating. I have no inside knowledge, but you think about the implications of arthritis. This could potentially be a career stopper if it's not managed well. So then again, any injury is, but I think that this is specifically with his age. It's not a good thing for Krug. I know he's probably very upset about it. Say what you want about Torey Krug. He is a gamer. He loves the game of hockey. It's clear. I thought he made a huge step up this past year. I thought this was his best year as a Blue. So kind of sad to see him, kind of take that step down in terms of being able to play. But yeah, we're all everyone on this show, I think, will agree that he was definitely serviceable last year. Yes, he's not living up to that contract, but I think overall he had a great year last year. For him, a great year comparatively speaking to what we've seen from him in the past. And it's unfortunate to see. But, again, this Ryan Suter signing, I think that the Blues saw this coming. I think this was something that's probably been talked about for the last couple weeks. And so Doug Armstrong pulled the trigger and said, why not? Let's get another veteran in here. At the very least, he is there to mentor players, but I think he's a guy that can eat up some minutes too. He's not the Ryan Suter that we saw in Nashville or even Minnesota, but he's still a serviceable NHL player, and so it should be interesting to see where he fits in with this roster. But unfortunately for Torey Krug, And then you think too, like the salary cap implications. If he is out for the whole year, that's LTIR money right there. Blues all of a sudden have a lot of money to play with, and they could potentially go out and do something at the start of the season, throughout the year. If they're a bubble team, maybe they're looking to buy at the deadline. I think this is still a retooling year for the Blues, but it's nice to know that potential is there because they will have the cap room to possibly make some changes if they feel it's necessary. So very interesting if Krug does not play, clearly. But I do think it's Suter was brought in because I think the Blues saw this coming. So we will see what happens with Torey Krug down the line. But right now it is not looking good for him. But I think the Blues made a nice little insurance plan with getting Ryan Suter involved with the team. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Bill will be joining me, and we'll be talking about Bill playing hockey again, which was exciting for me. I know very exciting for him. Excited to get his take. So don't go anywhere. You are listening to Let's Go Blues Radio.
We'll return after these messages.
As a hockey player, Mike Burgoyne knows a thing or two about making the perfect play. And when it comes to real estate, he's always ready to score the winning goal for his clients. If you're a first responder, a veteran, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, or a Let's Go Blues Radio listener looking to score the home of your dreams, you'll receive special rates with Mike. Go ahead, shoot some questions his way, and he'll have the answer quicker than Curtis Joseph on a breakaway.
Curtis Joseph got the pedal down!
Any barriers? Mike will mow them down like Chris Pronger in front of the net. He'll score you your dream home or sell your existing home faster than a Brett Hall one-timer.
Look past the Hall. He shoots. He scores!
See Burgoyne's real estate prowess in action today by emailing him at mike@strikewithmike.com or by calling 314-753-4060. That email again is mike@strikewithmike.com, and that phone number is 314-753-4060. Getting Mike Burgoyne on your team will be the boost your power play needs.
Well, honey, I just priced the power washing for the house, and I think we should just move and condemn this place. It'll be cheaper.
Did you try Wolf Power Washing?
Who?
Oh, I just saw this guy win the Stanley Ponder Cup Memorial Tournament and thought he was attractive, so I looked him up on social media, and it turns out he's the owner and proprietor of Wolf Power Washing. He claims he has the best prices in town.
But does he use non-flammable, non-toxic chemicals that are safe for Wolfie and our son, little Magnus?
Yes, he ensures there'll be no residue left behind, and he doesn't use any volatile vapors.
Well, this fella sounds like a dream. I just wish I knew how to contact him.
Oh, I know how. You can reach him at 314-420-5434.
314-420-5434, and his name is Joe Wolf of Wolf Power Washing?
That's right.
But how did you know his number so quickly?
I'll never tell.
Wait, what?
That's Wolf Power Washing at 314-420-5434. And make sure to tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you.
And now, back to Let's Go Blues Radio, the longest running St. Louis Blues podcast with Price, Ponder, and Day.
And we're back from break, and as you can see, if you're watching the video, I am now joined by Bill Day, the man of the hour, as I like to say, the star of the game back on June 27th. Bill, we'll get into some video here in a minute, but thanks for rejoining your own show, as I like to say. And I'm excited to talk about some of your hockey with you for the first time.
Yeah, excited to talk about it and, actually, feel like a guest on the show and instead of third wheel. So awesome.
You're never the third wheel. Kurt's the third wheel. Come on.
Yeah, lately.
Yeah, I'll say lately it's been the Jeff and Bill show. So
yeah,
for sure, Kurt's the third wheel. I like that much better. I think other people probably do too. So actually, before we get into it, Bill and I we're actually recording this on Wednesday the 17th, and it's just before the St. Louis City faces off against Seattle. So I was like, hey, I'm going to have a beer for the game. Might as well have a beer for the show. And I think Bill is thinking the same thing. So we actually have beers of the episode. Real quick, let's run through it. Bill, what's your beer of the show?
Yeah, so just going nice and easy summer drinking, all day IPA. from Founders. So the
Always a good one.
Yeah, there was a short-lived nickname for me when I played softball in the work league. And it was all day, every day, Bill Day. I played shortstop, and so this would be my official beer of both tonight's show and when I played softball.
Well, there you go. Works perfect. So I am sporting tonight. Let's hold up this instead. No surprise here. If you listen to the summer shows, Schlafly Summer Lager for me. Just, again, one of the best beers there is to have for summer. And again, I know I say it all the time. Mow the lawn on a Saturday, have a summer lager right after. There's nothing like it. So we are going to get into it, Bill. So as I pull up the screen here, we are going to talk about
me falling over the goal.
That might happen. We will see. So here we go. Let's get started. We're going to start here with an interview that I had with Bill right before we started playing. Hey guys, it's Jeff and Bill here. We're getting ready to get on the rink at Se13 Community Ice Center. And Bill, first time skating in how long?
Oh, shoot. Skating probably 7-8 years on a pond.
So even skating, at all, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Man.
I have not had the opportunity to even make it to like RP or anywhere and just get some skating in. So
wow,
just lots of dry land as they call it these days.
Yes. So, how long since you played goal?
Closing in on 20 years.
Oh man, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Bill, we're going to be skating tonight for about an hour, so we'll see how you do. But looking forward to some 2-pad stacks, some Statues of Liberties.
I'll have to figure out how to manipulate the new equipment to even do anything like that.
We got footage lined up too, so you're going to see plenty of angles of Bill dominating on the rink today. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I've been so excited about getting back out here. Just today was, just kind of went by in a hurry. I had to keep making sure I'm like, all right, I've got everything ready to go. And told work, Today's hockey day. Today's hockey day. I'm done before 5 o'clock for once, and ate dinner before 5:30. That's like never happens in my life.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's what old people do, right?
Yeah.
And my son, apparently, he likes to eat at about 4:30. So
I won't call it supper. I think that's when you cross over into old person territory.
That is true.
So,
all right, cool, man. Well, we've got 2 years. Yeah, that's right. You got 2 years left. Well, we're going to get out on the rink, and we're going to see how Bill does. But, looking forward to it, bud. I've never been on the rink with you before, ice rink, so this will be fun.
Yep, it'll be an adventure, and hopefully I can be more in the 3/4 of a goalie than half a goalie that I told you I'd be.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. So we are starting here, and Bill, we're going to have to work through some of these early or very quickly. I know that we're not going to be able to touch on everything that happens here, but this is actually your first shot against here. Guy came in all alone, and he kind of lost the puck there, but you held the crease good there.
I gave him nothing, and that is Chris Schmieder, the guy that I brought along or invited to the skate. So super happy to make my first save on the guy that I've played with the most.
Yeah, and there's Bill handling the puck well. I wanted to get that one in there. We got. Yeah, I mean, how comfortable were you handling the puck?
Not at all. That's like the worst part of my game.
Well, you grew up at a time where they didn't really teach you to handle the puck as a goalie.
Yeah, no, we didn't learn a lot of puck handling, and the last competitive game.
Let's not forget the suck it Bill that you just heard there. That was by me because we just scored our first goal on you for the night.
Yeah. So yeah, my problem I had, start from here, right. So terrible form. That's not how the modern game's played, right? Once the puck gets down to the hash marks, you got to be down on the ice and cutting off that corner. Don't watch this part.
Here's Bill falling over the net.
Oh, God.
That's Bill not again, just not skating often and
Right.
basically
And it's-
forgetting where you need to go once you're going behind the net and coming back.
And it's the net's fault.
Yeah. Yep.
The first replay you could see, I knocked it. I gave it a slap. So, yeah, the speed leaves a lot to be desired. But this is actually a really nice toe save. By me, which they don't teach that anymore. So
yeah, when I saw your form on this save here, because it's a pass across, it's in the air, it gets chopped down, and one of the white team guys, because you were on the dark team, he slid across, he made the save with the toe, and I thought, man, that is an old school, that's a Ken Dryden save right there.
Yeah, that's it goes back to the Don Simmons hockey tapes I used to watch back in the 80s.
And here's a breakaway you had against you, and you made the save. He tried to go 5-hole. My buddy Mason Maccabee there on my force team on NH&A tries to go 5-hole on you, and you close the pads real nice there, and then you covered up.
Yeah, that was as textbook as you're going to see from me in this game. Right? I had a pretty good idea what he was going to do, and just took down the lower part of the ice. And,
yeah, it was nice. And we did have a goal here. It was off a giveaway, actually, so hard for you to read that. Puck goes into the corner, and it gets slid in front, and it goes right to, again, my buddy Mason, and he comes in backhand all alone, beat you.
Yeah, he waited me out. I tried to stay with him, but fell too early and got across. But hey, this
save I love.
Yeah, the old school classic glove save. This is what will keep me coming back for more. Even though the shot
when I first saw this on the replay,
15 miles per hour, but
yeah, it was not a hard shot.
I made it look good.
But still, when I saw the replay of this and I saw that save, I'm like, that's a beauty. That's what glove saves look like.
Yeah.
And we do have another goal. We have another goal here, and we've got just a choppy play right there in front that's hard for you to read, I'm sure.
Yeah, hard to read, and I was deep in the net. I really struggled with anything down low at first, especially like no vision, and that's why it's so key to to start from the ice up.
And here comes Jeff Ponder entering the conversation. So you make I don't know if you made the save there or not, but shot I think went wide. And then the puck comes out, and it starts to come out. Your team starts to skate out with it, but then we chop it back into the corner. I'm all alone down there. I hustle in. I come in, and yes, folks, one-handed. One-handed on poor Bill because I saw that I could tell you were having trouble seeing down at your feet. So I thought if I just chip in front and then put it between your legs, that's my best shot from that angle. And you can hear me celebrate there.
Yeah, like the classy guy you are.
I told your buddy Chris, I'm like, I got to score at least one on him tonight.
Yeah, and you got two. So
I did get two.
Yeah.
Here's the second. This is a breakaway I had, which I was dead. I was gassed because we only had 7 skaters on my side. And so we had 2 subs. And I came in on you, and somebody slid it in front, and I just went, and I thought, I don't know if I can make it all the way down because it was from my zone. I had the breakaway. And I came in, and I slid to my backhand, my Pavel Demitra patented move, and unfortunately was able to wait you out.
Yeah, that's I got more confidence at that point, and was sliding a little bit more, but then the sliding turned into floundering, and so that was just a broken play. Can't really expect the pass from Mason there, and just great one-timer. Again, poor form. I know what I have to work on going forward.
I think Frederick here that's the shooter here, Nathan Frederick, one of my teammates. I think he was thinking, I'm just going to try to put it far side on you. And but he thought, but then you kept the body stretched out, which is great.
Right. And
not an orthodox save for sure.
No, most goalies don't make saves on their stomachs, like pointed away from the puck.
And this, I thought,
There's
was one
another
of your,
toe save.
again, an unorthodox save, but I thought this was actually your best save. One-timer in front, coming from behind the net, and you just stayed with the puck, kept your eye on it, made a nice toe save on it.
Yep.
All right, we are getting to another interview here. I'm here with star of the game, Bill Day. Bill, how are you feeling after your first game back in 20 years?
Dead?
You think you're going to be able to walk tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
What was your best save of the night?
My best, one of the accidental toe saves.
What about, why'd you let Ponder score 2 sick goals on you?
I have no vision in my feet.
Apparently they're shutting the lights off on us.
It's
there we go.
censored.
Well, Bill, I think you're going to get back on the ice after that one?
For sure.
All right.
For sure.
Good.
I didn't spend all this money to play one game.
Let's hope not. All right, there we go, Bill. Again, I know not exactly the a couple very unorthodox saves,
right?
But I thought again, I thought you did a real good job, honestly, for your first time in almost 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I started off, just wanting to survive. Like I was dead after warmups, right? That was the second time I had put the gear on. The first time was in my garage. I had to take a nap after. So, right, that was difficult in itself. So, like I said, I've been doing some dry land and running a whole bunch and getting my cardio in. But it's nothing. Once you get out there and you're making moves and using muscles you haven't used in 20 years, it's difficult. But thanks for having the video and sharing. Like I it's not something that I think one of my teammates' dads had a VHS camcorder that they probably made bedroom porn with at some point. That was the only cameras that were ever at the games when I was playing as a kid.
Right.
And, we just, so I never really got to see myself play a whole lot. So just those clips there, probably the most I've ever watched myself play. And I've already been able to look at okay, what do I need to do to actually play this game again? And have some ideas. So got some time off in the next 2 weeks and try to get up to RP for some stick and puck sessions and work on my skating and down low play. So
yeah, no, and so I'll say too, for the footage, I set that up. One of them was my phone, actually, the further away view. The other one was my GoPro. The issue was I've never filmed hockey from in a standstill position. I usually wear my helmet cam whenever I do it, which I still would have been fun to see. But I thought, man, if we're gonna really want to watch Bill, we're gonna kind of want to just focus on the goal. So I didn't realize how hard it was to mount one of the clips for my GoPro. I just couldn't reach it. So I thought, man, I'm gonna have to come up with something. So I literally just leaned my GoPro up against one of the practice goals. And that's where it sat for the whole game. So I will show you. I got this for next time. It's a suction cup.
Oh, nice.
So it literally just sits on the outside, and you just hold the camera above the glass, and then you just let it stick on the glass for the whole game. So that is what we'll be using next time. So we'll get even better footage, I think, of you, so it's not through glass.
Sweet.
Yep. But no, I honestly, man, I got to tell you, and I know I said this on the show when we did our live show, and I know I told you in person, I was impressed. And it was actually funny because you're not the only goalie that we had that night who hasn't played goal in a while. The other goalie, my friend Chris Chrysler, I played roller with him for years. He's a goalie and he skates out. Primarily plays goal on ice, but he hasn't played ice. I think he said, what was it, 4 years? 4 or 5 years, something like that. I think he said pre-pandemic was the last time he played goal on ice. So he was struggling too. He got out there, and we got luckily one of the guys has Live Barn. So he was able to, which for those who don't know is they basically have cameras up 24/7 in certain rinks here in St. Louis. And you can subscribe to Live Barn, and it'll let you see those games, any games all day, every day. So we got some of the footage from the live barn from that too. And his first shot he faced in warmups, he went to slide to make the save, and he just fell backwards.
Yep.
And he was just like, oh, this is going to be rough. So
Yeah.
I thought, honestly, both of you played really well for not being able to skate as long as it's been for both of you. You obviously much longer. But, and as I said, I thought as it went along, I mean, obviously you got more tired. We all did. But I felt like your positioning improved as the night went along. And I started seeing you make, I mentioned the Ken Dryden save, but I thought towards the end, like you were, going down in the right position. When you were covering the puck, you weren't just falling on it. You were actually putting your glove on it. You were down on your knees. Like you were doing all the things a goalie normally does by the end of the skate.
Yeah. After I got, just used to being on the ice again, the instincts took over. The instincts never leave you. And, so I know how to do, I learned how to do a few things right. Not enough, obviously, since didn't go pro with it. But yeah, I will say, though, having reflected on it, the thing that came back the quickest and the thing that I use the most is, something that you probably couldn't pick up a whole lot on, making saves with the butt end of my stick. I made 3 of them in the first 20 minutes of the game. Like,
damn.
Yeah, because I apparently have always given upper blocker, and people have seen it and gone for it. And I have this really weird ability to time it just right to knock the puck down. So
yeah, I'll admit, because I was shooting on you all night. I'll admit, when I was shooting on you, I was purposely trying to go 5-hole, with the exception of that breakaway. Just because I was like, not because I wanted to score on you. I mean, I had to score on you at least once, but
right.
I was wanting to shoot at your 5-hole because I know for a goalie who hasn't played in a while, that's probably a pretty easy spot for somebody to score on you. So I thought if I keep shooting 5-hole, he's going to learn to make sure to close those legs and not give that to the shooter. And by the end of the night, I noticed you were closing up that 5-hole. I mentioned the breakaway you had against my buddy Mason. You closed the 5-hole on him, and because it was there. I remember I was watching from pretty much the red line, and I saw the 5-hole, and I even thought, because I know Mason, I played with him since 2007. I'm like, this dude is going to go 5-hole, and Bill's going to feel stupid because it's going to go right through his legs. But you closed it just like a goalie would. Goalies love to show it and then close it.
Oh, yeah.
And you did that perfectly.
Yep. I knew what I was doing there. That may have been like the first moment that I think the instincts were back. Right.
Yeah.
Get out there, get the angle. Obviously, that there was probably some, I guess, almost like beginner's luck getting back out there and only having the one incident of falling over the net and, that kind of thing. But, I certainly like I feel like I know there are things I can do to work on it, both on and off the ice. And, as the summer, progresses, looking to have more and more free time, and hopefully get myself to a point that, I can get into a regular game come the fall. So.
Yeah, there's options out there for you and for goalies who may be interested that don't know. Maybe you moved to St. Louis recently, or you're just picking it up. There's plenty of options. I know my league, H&A, Hockey North America, they have a whole sub list for goalies. So like if a team needs a goalie, they can just literally, they'll email every single goalie in the area and say, hey, this team needs a goalie on this night. So there's always options for goalies out there. So, so I know for you, that's part of what you're kind of looking for, to have that confidence to be able to say, all right, put me on a list. Somebody needs me and I'm available. I'll play. And, and there is, I mean, even for me as a skater, a couple years ago, I might've talked about it on the show. I'm not sure, but, back in like when was that? 2016, 2017, somewhere in there. I hadn't played ice myself since high school. 2004 was the last time I played ice hockey. I just switched to roller because it was cheaper. And I was like, it's cheaper. But then as I became an adult, I was like, I want to get back into ice hockey. I can afford it now. And so I blogged and I kept a story of my journey back to ice hockey from roller hockey. And obviously my situation was a little different than yours because I was still playing hockey and the instincts are all the same. But as you know, because I know you've played roller, the sport is completely different. It's
Oh
just,
yeah.
it's different muscles. The way that you skate with the puck, it's 4-on-4. First of all, there's no offsides, there's no icing. So the game
Yeah.
is completely different. It's the
Much
same
more
sport, but
open.
it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like just trying to reteach myself, like, don't just ice the puck when you're in danger because you can't do that in ice. You can do it in roller. Watch your offside. I remember there was one play where I got put on forward because we were low on forwards. Typically I'm a defenseman. And it was my first game at forward since probably 2000. Like, I'm not even kidding, as an ice hockey player. And I had a clear break and I thought, man, here we go. Like, my guy's coming up. He's coming through the red line. And then I am already at the freaking face-off dot. Like, I'm offside, Matt Duchene style from that horrible face, that one that they let go. And they
Yeah.
blow the whistle, and I just look at the ref and I go, "What did you blow the whistle for?" And he goes, "Seriously, dude?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, offside." Like,
Rules.
it's weird, man. I watch ice hockey all the time, but when you're on the rink, it's these instincts that have to come back to you. And you mentioned the breakaway save was the first time you really felt like you were in form. That offside made me remember, like, oh yeah, like, you can't just go. Like,
Right.
you have to watch the icings, you have to watch the offsides. And so it's so interesting. And it's for me, it's just so fun to, like, watch somebody trying to get back into it and remember, like, oh, this is what it's like. And again, I could see that going through your head as the night went along.
Yeah. Yeah. It's once I got a couple pucks off me in warm ups and got it took me probably 5 minutes into the game for me to get my breath back under control. Like I really was sucking wind pretty hard
Oh
after
yeah.
the warm up. And then I think I joked that I was playing a hybrid stand up style, where I would occasionally fall down. And that's kind of what the first 15 minutes felt like. But then instincts kicked in, muscle memory. Some of them muscles were like, you forgot we existed, and definitely told me that 2 days later. But yeah, no, it was so much fun. It I had been missing it so much, right? I've been talking about this, coming back for several years, and finally did it. And yeah, so um,
All right, so let me ask
super
you.
super happy that you put this together.
Yeah, and we'll have to do another one. You said you're off for a couple weeks here. Maybe we'll talk about doing another pickup here. Could be a lot of fun. But let me ask you, and be honest, please. Was I better or worse or about what you expected seeing me play?
Um, you were, I've seen you play roller a lot. And so, I was kind of expecting more of a roller hockey player, but no, you beat my expectations. I'll tell you that.
I'll take it. Yeah, it's funny. One of my favorite things was when I've got a lot of buddies now that I've converted from. They used to, like me, they used to play ice, moved to roller, and then now I'm like, hey, come play on my ice team. And so it's funny because I have a friend, Mick Adams. Mick, we asked him once, and it's one of my roller teammates asked, is he a better roller or ice hockey player? And he said, ice hockey player by far. And I was like, I don't think I'm good at ice. Am I really that bad at roller? And he's like, no, you're actually really good at ice. And I'm like, I'll take it. That's a compliment because I thought, man, I suck. But hey, that's always nice to hear. I'm sure it's the same for you. And because I know I wasn't the only one. I don't know if your buddy told you anything, but a lot of the guys that night were like, Bill was a lot better than we were expecting.
Yeah, yeah. Chris said that. Few people said it, and it definitely made me feel good. Didn't completely feel like charity, I mean,
It was not.
if we were keeping score, I don't think I'd be saying what that score was, but it was just, super awesome to get back out there. And, I anytime I would walk into a rink, even, to go watch somebody else play or whatever, like that nostalgia, as soon as you walk in, you feel the cold, you smell the wet, rubber that you walk across to get onto the ice. You smell all that. It's like, oh, that's my childhood coming, flooding back. And it felt just really great to be out there. Obviously, couldn't be in good form because of the 20 years off, but it's the instincts are still there. I would like to give it a go for a year or two and see where I can get with it. So
maybe you'll make the oldest backup goalie in NHL history. Who knows?
Probably not, but
probably not.
Yeah, I mean that was always my dream as a kid, right? Is go to the Blues game and hey, all the goalies are injured. Is there a goalie in the house?
Yeah,
yeah.
David Ayers, baby.
Yeah,
played him in Puckdoku today. By the way,
so did I. I'm not done yet. I still have 2.
I'm not either. So yeah, or maybe I am. I don't remember. I think I am actually. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'll add, we'd be remiss if we didn't say that we actually had friend of the show, Morgan Grzybowski, came out and joined us. She played on your team.
Yep.
My Lord, she is quick.
Yeah.
She was, every time she'd skated on me one-on-one, I'm like, oh, please just lose the puck.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're going to walk me. She is very quick and she has very good hands.
Yeah, no, she and her sister were like, they were godsends to me. It would take me, several minutes to catch my breath after a flurry of action down in my end. And they would take the puck and just keep possession, dance around, 4 or 5 times around the zone on the other side, allow me to get myself back together. And they're super talented. And yeah, that was fun. They were, awesome to watch, awesome to play against. And yeah, so much fun.
I'm drawing a blank on the episode number, but if you haven't seen it, we had Morgan on for, she's one of the founders of Alabama Women's Hockey, an incredible, inspiring story for anyone who is interested in basically somebody just saying, let's start a hockey team for our university. That's what she did. They were fantastic too. So again, check out that episode. It was earlier this summer. I interviewed them, but she came on the rink with us. She brought her sister Hannah, who I believe plays for the Lady Cyclones. Great organization here in St. Louis. Again, friends of the show. We've had their coach on before. But yeah, so they would cycle. Those two were just, they were like gophers in the neutrals or in the offensive zone. They would pressure us, take the puck from us, and then they would just cycle. And it was just, okay, you two have too much energy. And again, we're all in our 30s and 40s. These girls are, I believe, 20 and 17 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, it's clear you have the energy. We don't. But yeah, they were, and they were fun to watch too, because they would, you could tell those two play together a lot, and they were just cycling in our zone. We didn't get that on footage because we didn't have it, have any goals, which actually Chris Chrysler, the other goalie, did thank me. He said, thank you for not having a camera on me. And I was like, yeah, this isn't about you. This one's about Bill, but sure. So, but no, it was a lot of fun, a fun skate, and we will definitely have to do it again and get you back out on the ice for it.
Yep, looking forward to it.
Yep, we'll get Kurt. We got to get that asshole out there. It's going to happen.
Yeah, we just got to pry the pickleball paddle out of his hand. Might have to surgically remove it.
That's true. That's true. All right, Bill, thanks for joining me for this little trip down memory lane, and we will continue Bill's journey back into the net throughout the summer. We'll at least have a couple more episodes dedicated to this, but Bill, awesome being on the rink with you for the first time as long as we've been friends, and again, very proud of my friend doing such a good job and putting the work in to be able to play, because that is not an easy position to play. So congrats to you for hitting that first milestone.
Thanks. It means a lot to me. And looking forward to a few more games.
Well, I again want to thank Bill for coming back on over the summer and for kind of letting us have some fun at his expense, I guess. But at the same time, big praise to the dude. I mean, taking that much time off hockey and coming back and playing goalie against a bunch of people who play normally, it takes a lot of balls, takes a lot of guts, and it was a lot of fun. And as we mentioned, Morgan Grabowski from Alabama women's hockey, having her out there with us was fun too, because she's a friend of the show. And just being able to take the ice with Bill, just such a blast. So happy we were able to do that and continue the journey with us this summer, because we will be probably having at least a couple more shows as Bill continues to try and get back on the ice regularly, because I know it's something he severely misses. Someone who plays all the time, I just couldn't imagine not being able to play hockey and not playing, every week when I can. So I know he's excited to kind of continue this journey, so we'll keep continuing it with him. Hope you guys had fun, as much fun as we did, talking about Bill being back on the ice. Next week, more goalie talk, actually. Our friend Amanda Levier from the PWHL Minnesota team, she's going to rejoin the show, and we're going to talk about last season in the PWHL for the championship Minnesota team. We'll talk about that and everything in between with Amanda. We love having Lev on, so make sure you don't miss that one, because she's one of my favorite guests to have on. So looking forward to talking with Lev next week, so we'll see you then. Support for Let's Go Blues Radio is brought to you in part by Mike Burgoyne from Real Brokerage Realty. Email him at mike@strikewithmike.com today for all of your home buying and selling needs. That's mike@strikewithmike.com. And by Wolf Power Washing, St. Louis's premier power washing company with the best rates in town. Call Joe Wolf at 314-420-5434 and get the best looking and greatest power washer in the area. That's 314-420-5434. That will do it for episode 40 of season 13 of the original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great week, everyone. For Kurt Price and Bill Day and producer Austin, I'm Jeff Ponder, and I will talk with you next time. This was Let's Go Blues Radio. Until next time, everyone, let's go Blues.
The Chiefs are at home tonight against Cyanosport at the War Memorial at 8. Good seats are still available. A look at fourth. I think that went very well.
Thank you for listening to Let's Go Blues Radio. Now take off, hosers.
I want you to have a heart attack and die so that we never have to do this shit again.
Well, there's 90 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Sorry.
St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way to number one. Now there's no more blues for our St. Louis Blues. The Blues are on the ice tonight again. They're rough and tough and got the stuff to win. They'll always get one more, no matter what the score. They are quite a hockey team, my friend.